Volkswagen's reliability is a heated topic. It's like navigating through a minefield of much opinion and little fact. For everyone who praises the virtues of their VW, there's another with a less than stellar experience, and three more with their own hearsay. Perceptions clash and anecdotes collide, yet there is a middle ground, so let's talk about it. When it comes to VW's packages, there's an array of trustworthiness. The naturally aspirated 2 liters, the 2000 and up 2.5 liters, or the sturdy 1.9 and 2 liter TDIs, which stand as pillars of reliability and engineering. Cars you can depend on without a second thought. However, there are outliers like the V10 TDI and the W8, vehicles that may captivate but are best approached with caution and a heavy wallet. And of course, everything in between. Now let's not overlook the transmissions, especially the early DSGs. Proceed with caution and be checking for maintenance history on those. So let's start with repairability. Recently I found myself helping with an oil change and HVAC mower plus resistor change on a 2008 Prius. The HVAC job was an exercise in frustration, awkward angles, and a handful of tiny components complicating the job. The unnecessary number of screws, bolts, and brackets made the process feel like solving a Rubik's Cube upside down. Contrastingly, the same job in a Volkswagen of the same year, it's a toolless job, done in under a minute. Not to mention, the replacement parts for the VW were not only cheaper for OEM, but had lasted longer. While the angles on the VW aren't what I'd call fun, the streamlined design made the job far less daunting compared to the Prius. Then there's the matter of the oil change. The Prius, messy, tight space. 2.5 liter VW in comparison offers a cleaner and more efficient process. And by this time, most VW models, excluding the 2.5 liter and the 3.6 liter VR6, had streamlined the oil changes by making it all done topside, with access facilitated by an oil extractor and conveniently located oil filters. As for spark plug changes, don't even get me started. The Prius once again proves itself to be a formidable adversary in terms of accessibility and ease of maintenance. Now, while the Prius serves as a bad example for Toyota lovers, it's worth noting that I'm assuming other Toyota models don't share the same level of complexity. Yet it's intriguing how discussion often pivots towards VW's perceived repair challenges, even if they're often founded on false assumptions. Repairability, after all, is a multifaceted aspect of owning a car that deserves closer examination beyond surface level opinions and perceptions. In essence, the comparison between the Prius and the Volkswagen underscores the importance of considering repairability when assessing a vehicle's reliability. It's not merely about the number of miles a car can clock or its fuel efficiency, it's about how easily and cost effectively it can be maintained over its lifespan, preferably by yourself. With my own experience in the VW world, I've had a few just to flip, I have a few currently, and there's some that I wish I had never sold. And a lot of my friends and family seem to have been bitten by the VW bug, and also consider themselves proud owners now. Let's address the elephant in the room. Maintenance. Like any car, VWs demand their fair share of attention under the hood. They're not immune to the occasional mechanical hiccup or routine wear and tear. However, that's where the magic really happens. Volkswagens in many ways epitomize the DIY ethos. It's a brand that beckons to the tinkerer, the hands-on enthusiast who relishes turning a wrench and the satisfaction of a job well done, knowing you've taken care of what takes care of you. That said, here's the reality check. If you're banking on owning a VW and expecting it to be a low-maintenance affair, think again. Anything short of a naturally aspirated 4 or 5 cylinder is going to cost you if you opt to solely rely on mechanics. Owning a Volkswagen is about rolling up your sleeves, getting your hands dirty, and forming a deeper connection with that car that's going to carry you through life's journeys. Now let's get into the topic of automotive ratings and those perceptions, where J.D. Power and similar entities often wield significant influence. Unfortunately, these industry benchmarks tend to paint with broad strokes, lumping entire brands together without delving into the nuanced realities of individual models and trims. A cursory glance at J.D. Power's ratings might lead you to believe that Volkswagen as a brand is fraught with reliability issues. Yet, this sweeping assessment fails to look at the intricacies of their lineup. By breaking down the analysis, model by model, trim by trim, a different narrative comes through. For example, the comparison of a 2023 Jetta and a 2023 Corolla. While the brand level ratings might cast a shadow of doubt over the VW, a closer examination reveals that the Jetta holds its own against its Japanese counterpart in terms of reliability, performance features, and overall satisfaction. Resale value, often touted as a key metric in assessing a vehicle's long-term value, can be misleading. My own experience serves as a case in point. Despite my car receiving a lackluster resale value rating compared to a same-year Prius, its real-world value tells a different story. For a mere $300 premium in its initial price, my VW has held its value admirably in the used market, outshining the apparently superior Prius in terms of long-term investment despite the initial rating that J.D. Power gave it. The dichotomy between perceived value and actual performance underscores the limitations of these rating systems. While they may serve as useful benchmarks, they shouldn't overshadow each unique vehicle's quality and attributes. Let's delve into some of my personal anecdotes that shed light on Volkswagen's reliability. I've had the opportunity to own nearly a dozen Volkswagens over the years. Among the ones I've kept around the longest is my trusty 2011 TDI Golf, boasting 194,000 miles on the odometer. In the 60,000 miles that I've personally driven it, the only issue it encountered was a torn sway bar end link boot. Other than that, it's been a story of routine maintenance, filters, fluids, and replacing the factory brake pads around the 175,000 mile mark. My girlfriend's 2008 Rabbit is another example to VW's endurance. With 225,000 miles under its belt, 50,000 of those being from her, it's seen its share of replacement parts, a couple of sensors, a valve cover, blower motor, and the resistor, and the radiator fans. Despite these interventions, it continues to soldier on. No squeaks, rattles, or dummy lights illuminated. My old B5 Passat wagon was a true workhorse. Configured with the V6 engine and a manual transmission, it soldiered past the 250,000 mile mark before I decided to part ways with it. Last I saw, it had surpassed the 280,000 milestone, with the only work since I passed it on being a suspension refresh and oil changes. My dad's 2006 Jetta TDI is yet another example of Volkswagen's endurance, with an effortless 250,000 miles before an unfortunate accident led to its demise. While he had it, it only needed a couple of wheel bearings and normal routine maintenance. Even my 1982 Scirocco, though relatively new to my collection, has a story to tell. Its odometer has been stuck at around 190,000 miles for as long as I've owned it. It's probably well beyond 200,000. It's currently undergoing a full refresh and an engine swap for some extra power, but it was running and driving right up until I decided to undergo this transformation with it. These anecdotes illustrate that Volkswagens can indeed be dependable companions on life's journey. It's not just about the miles they've traveled, but the experiences they've facilitated and the memories they've created. In the end, owning a Volkswagen is about more than just transportation. They're fun and engaging to drive. It's not just about A to B, it's about appreciating the in-between. So next time you hear or read a debate regarding Volkswagen's reliability, take a moment, look beyond the headlines, the hearsay, and look at what real owners are saying. In the end, it's about finding the right fit, doing your homework, and embracing the journey, bumps and all.